7 gypsies stood in a row and they sang so sweetly through the air. And they sang so sweet, so very, very sweet, when they stole the heart of the lady fair. She stood in a castle high, smiling on those gypsies, oh, and a jealous thought came into her mind. She would go with the dark-eyed gypsy. Her young lord came home that night, inquiring for his lady. Oh, I'm afraid, said the old kitchen maid, she is gone with the dark-eyed gypsy. He rode east and he rode west until he came to a farmer's door. Farmer, farmer, won't you tell me the truth? Have you seen the dark-eyed gypsy? Right on, the farmer cried, until you come to a valley, oh, there you'll find your own true bride in the arms of a dark-eyed gypsy. And land, will you give up your little son? Will you lie on the cold, cool ground in the arms of a dark-eyed gypsy? Oh, I'll give up my lord, she said, and I'll forsake my little son, and I'll eat off the grass, and I'll drink of the dew, and I'll lie with the dark-eyed gypsy. I therewith be content. The salt sea shall be frozen before that I repent. Repented shall I never, until the day I do. But the lowlands of Holland have twined my love in me. My love lies in the salt sea, and I am on the side. It's enough to break a young thing's heart that lately was a bride, but lately was a bonny bride with pleasure in her eve. But the lowlands of Holland have twined my love and me. My love, he built a bonny ship and set her on the sea, with 70 good mariners to bear her company. But there's 70 of them is sunk, and 70 dead at sea. In the lowlands of Holland have twined my love and me. My love built another ship and set her on the sea. saw far to bring her to me. But the weary wind began to rise, the sea began to roll, and my love and his bonny ship are never coming home. Oh, hold your tongue, my daughter dear, be still and be content. There's men enough in Galloway, you need not sore lament. Well, there's men enough in Galloway, alas, there's none for me, for I never had a love but one, and he is drowned at sea. I remember when I was just half a man, dreamt of blue oceans, desert sands, but I spoke too soon about my plans. Now the rain is hard on my skin. As a young boy I danced like a flea, and around me the grass grew wild and free. The wonder of it all was it was for me, all the flowers and trees were a blessing. As a teenager I reached the stage I had to earn a daily wage. My mother told me to pay my way, my carefree days had ended. Well, I moved to the city where fortune did play. I stuffed in my pocket so it wouldn't go astray a tin of tobacco and a pipe made of clay, and I watched all the people pass by. Sat there and wondered about my fate. I hoped that I would be perfect and great. I didn't think the devil would ever pull his weight and leave me so regretful. Jack was a foreman that everyone feared. I was the one that just up and reared. The end is so far, but for him it was near, and spring is a tragic time of year. Rain came early, the wind was afraid. It tore the treetops and vexed the old maid. And down in the square I heard them all say that I killed a man in cold blood. Jack was never meant to survive. He didn't flinch, just twisted a smile when I folded the blade in traditional style, and remarked upon the strange weather. Was hope in my chest, fire in my throat. I broke the chains and swam the moat. I crossed the ocean in a fishing boat. I was an international outlaw. I met a girl, her name was Emma. We said we'd spend our lives together, but in the end we just couldn't be bothered, and all's forgiven in time. I met another, we had kids, darn glad as Harry and Sid, but we never did as the neighbors did, and after a while we went our separate ways. I never liked doing what I was told. The streets that I trod weren't paved with gold. Once I was young, now I'm getting old, but I don't regret more than I should. 40 years passed as if in a day. My wives, they all slip slowly away, not forgetting my fortunes, and now they'll say I'm drinking too much in the morning. All in all, it hasn't been bad, but it hasn't been good either. In fact, if death comes quick, I'd prefer it like that, and I'll meet the good Lord in the evening. teasing, and love is pleasing, and love's a treasure when first it's new. But as love grows older, and the heart grows colder, and fades away like the morning dew. I left my mother, I left my father, I left my brothers and sisters too. I left my home and fond relations, I left them all for the love of you. Now if I had known before I courted that love would be so hard to hold, I'd lock my heart in a box of silver and tie it fast with a thread of gold. Oh, love is teasing, and love is pleasing, and love's a treasure when first it's new. But as love grows older, and the heart grows colder, and fades away like the morning dew. Sally, my dear, it's you I'd be kissing. Sally, my dear, it's you I'd be kissing. She smiled and replied, you don't know what you're missing. If all the young men were hares on the mountain, if all the young men were hares on the mountain, how many young girls would take guns and go hunting? If all the young men were fish in the water, if all the young men were fish in the water, how many young girls would undress and dive after? If all the young men could sing like blackbirds and thrushes, if all the young men could sing like blackbirds and thrushes, how many young girls would go beating the bushes? All the young men are given to frisking and fooling, but all the young men are given to frisking and fooling. So leave them alone and attend to my schooling. Oh, it's a hungry feeling came over me, stealing the mice they were squealing in my prison cell. Your triangle was jingle jangle all around the banks of the Royal Canal. To begin the morning, the screw was calling. Get out your bed and clean your prison cell. And your triangle goes jingle jangle all around the banks of the Royal Canal. The legs they were sleeping, the screws were creeping, as I lay there weeping for my gal Sam. That your triangle goes jingle jangle all around the banks of the Royal Canal. On a fine spring evening, the lags were dreaming, the seagulls were wheeling high above the wall. And your triangle goes jingle jangle all around the banks of the Royal Canal. Female prison, there were 75 women. It's amongst them that I do wish that I did dwell. And your triangle goes jingle jangle all around the banks of the Royal Canal. It's a hungry feeling came over me, stealing the mice they were squealing in my prison cell. And your triangle goes jingle jangle all around the banks of the Royal Canal. Seven days are over, we don't know where to begin. Let there be light and eat the apple of sin. Goodbye to John and hello to the face of the moon. Oh, he did something that the boss didn't like. Noah made a boat and rode it all through the night. Goodbye to heaven and hello to the monster in the sea. We were only going walking along the mountains and the river, just bullshit, small talking. Now the asteroid is near. Do 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 do. Your whole Holy Father gave original sin, but now you don't have to look within or smile anymore or pretend to be asleep. Oh, down in the night he used to creep up the stairs, that gay old drunken priest up there, but now he's dead and gone, he still gets inside your head. Oh, philosophers and seers, they're all selling a book, hearing confession they get off the hook with the guilty ones at the head of the pack. We were only going walking along the mountains and the shore, just bullshit, small talking, remembering what we saw. Back in 66 they didn't travel into space, war was going on all over the place. Harold and his brothers were losing to the army of France. Now you can argue how the world began, but I know it'll end with a bang. Either that or the aliens will come down and save us. Oh, the atom and the microchip are so small, I saw the face of Christ on the studio wall. Made me think about the sacred mystery of time. We were only going walking along the mountains and the river, just bullshit, small talking, now the asteroid is near. 1,000 more years and we don't know where to go. The wheels on the chariot are turning so slow. The invading scum have come and stolen all the houses. Your illicit affair was on a digital app versus Eloise and Abelard slow chat. But there's nothing wrong with two people who just want to have fun. Oh, a million more years, maybe we'll go on forever. The spaceship thrust is cutting through the dark matter. Makes me remember when we looked up at the winter sky. We were only going walking along the mountains and the river, just bullshit, small talking, now the asteroid is near. Come working people who travel alone, and pray come tell me where the work is all gone. Long time I have traveled but I've never found none, and it's all the hard times of old England, in old England, very hard times. Provisions you buy at the shop, it is true, but if you've got no money, there's none there for you. So what's a poor man and his family to do? Sing, oh, the hard times of old England, in old England, very hard times. If you go to a shop and you ask for a job, they will answer you with a shake and a nod. It's enough to make a poor man go out and rob. Sing, oh, the hard times of old England, in old England, very hard times. You will see the poor tradesmen who walk in the street from morning till night for employment to seek, and scarcely have they any shoes on their feet. Sing, oh, the hard times of old England, in old England, very hard times. just come from war. They've been fighting for the king and their country, sure. They've come home to be starved, they should have stayed where they were. Saying, oh, the hard times of old England, in old England, very hard times. Come working people and stand your ground. If we join together we can turn it around. Freedom is turning the world upside down. Sing all the good times of old England, in old England, very good times. One morning in May. One morning in May. I spied this young lady, all clad in white linen, all clad in white linen, and cold as the clay. When I was a young boy, I used to seek pleasure. When I was a young boy, I used to drink ale right out of the alehouse and into the jailhouse, right out of the barroom and down to my grave. Oh, mother, dear mother, come sit down beside me. Come sit down beside me and pity my case. My poor head is aching, my heart it is breaking. My body is salvated and surely must die. Go send for the preacher to come and pray for me. Go send for the doctor to heal up my wounds. My poor head is aching, my heart it is breaking. My body salvated and hell is my home. Oh, I want 3 young ladies to bear up my coffin. I want 3 young ladies to take me along. I want them to carry a bunch of wild roses to put on my body as I pass along. One morning in May. One morning in May. I spied this young lady, all clad in white linen, all clad in white linen, as cold as the clay. Talk about the weather, we don't share the current views. Ulrika Meinhof is my sister and she don't sing the blues. Who is telling the truth? The judge has got his spies. Breakfast talk show, Triviana puking up the lies. You got a look on your face, you got a ribbon in your hair. Your father served in the old regime, now he leans back on his chair. We don't talk about the weather, we don't read the reviews, but we've got a plan and a song in our heart, and we know we can never lose. Dawn raid coming from the west. There's a chill wind blowing and a mantra in our breast. From the river to the sea, down to the coastal plain. Don't you cry, we will never let you die in the end game. Look at the pretty soldier, stamp on the machine. From the Exodus to the Nakba in the age-old routine. We don't talk about the weather, 'cause we know it ain't getting better. But we've got a plan and a song in our heart, and it'll go on forever. It's the dawn raid coming from the west. But who is telling the truth? Look at the pretty soldier, well met, my own true love. Well met, cried he. I've just returned from the salt sea, all for the love of thee. I could have married the king's daughter, dear. I know she would have married me, but I've forsaken her crown of gold, all for the love of thee.
Well, if you could have married the king's daughter, dear, then I know you are to blame, for I am now the house carpenter, and he loves me the same.
Oh, will you forsake your house carpenter? Go along with me, I'll take you to where the white lilies grow, by the banks of the Song Sea.
Well, if I should forsake my house carpenter, go with thee, what have you got to maintain me on? Keep me from poverty.
Six ships all out on the sea, and 7 more upon dry land, plus 110 brave sailor men will be at your command. Well, they'd not been gone 2 weeks, I know it was not 3, for our fair lady began to weep, and she did most bitterly.